Hello, Star Wars fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Starlight Podcast. We've got our star-studded cast as per usual. Lord Dagovere, how we doing, fam?
Feeling good, ready to talk some Star Wars. Let's go.
Damn right. And of course, we've got Daddy Sheev, John Bates. How we doing, sir?
Doing lovely. Also ready to chop up some Star Wars. And ready
up. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Cool. So I've got some stuff to talk about today. Some current events, some news that we've got going on. First thing, we're recording this as of Wednesday. All right, Wednesday, March 4th. And today we got an announcement that we are going to be getting an Empire interview, a little Empire piece about the Mandalorian and Grogu. They released this like teaser of Grogu in like a shadow of the back of the set. So I'm very interested to see what we get from that. What do you guys think we're going to learn about this movie based off of that?
Maybe just some insight into, some of the production. Like, I don't know, like, they're showing a thing of Grogu. Surely they're not going to just interview Grogu. That's just going to be a ton of baby noises.
Grogu interview, let's go.
I don't know how productive that's going to be. Like, I don't speak Grogu. I don't know if y'all speak Grogu, but I'm not fluent in it yet. I have to finish my courses on Babbel before I am proficient in that. But yeah, I assume we're just going to learn, some stuff about the movie, production maybe wise, and I don't know if it'll be any too big reveals.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you just give the kid some chocolate milk and chicken nuggets, and I'll be fine. That's the literally could be the entire 6-7 pages that I get from Empire, bro. I really don't care. I'm just hyped now that like we're here now. The production is moving, the promotion is moving. We finally made it. Finally, so I'm actually excited. I'm getting more excited as time gets closer, and my boy is looking like the Shadow Lord over here with just the shadow of Grogu. Very interesting, guys.
I'm very intrigued. I think we're probably going to get a bunch of like set photos from stuff, kind of like we did with that. I believe it was Empire when we had those photos of Ahsoka, of Cassian, of like Obi-Wan. When all of those shows were going on together, there was a big photo shoot. I think it was Empire, but I'm sure we'll get some quotes from Filoni, from Favreau, from hopefully Pedro Pascal. I hope we see him as well in this piece, because we talked about it before that when these actors and these institutions themselves are talking about the movie and excited about the movie, that it generates more hype and shows that they care about the project and that they're excited for it. So I would love to see some Pedro Pascal. I'm very curious how much is he going to be in this movie? Because in the trailer, we got a shot of him without his helmet on. I'm so curious, like how much I want to see him like so much in this movie. He's one of my favorite actors. But like, what do we think about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything else? Just yes.
How much are we going to see him? Yes. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will get a good chunk of them, but I do feel like there probably will be some more focus on Grogu. Like in the trailer, we saw them. Well, it looks like they're split up for a portion of the movie. So,
definitely.
I think it'll be a good balance, but maybe more towards Grogu.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a Grogu story more than it is Mando. But I mean, Din's got his arc for sure, and he's got his helmet off, so we're going to see some stuff.
He's got to swim again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see what Pedro Pascal maybe is going to say in this interview or something. I would like to see that. Maybe they got Rotta himself. That'd be really cool. Our boy talking about the whole, Hutt cartel, the pressure he's got to live up to Jabba and everything. I don't know, man. Who knows? We could be getting in this whole Empire thing. I would really like to see that, man. I'm just excited because we're finally here, because Empire like always does something good, even with like something like Kenobi, where I wasn't so hyped about, but like I remember them doing that and showing all those photos, and I was like, oh my god, like I just think they always do Star Wars well. With their behind the scenes and the way that they market it well. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited for 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, boys. Well, Thursday actually, so I don't know, just be ready.
My alarm is set. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
At the time of watching this interview has been out for already like a day. So
Yeah.
So you guys can listen and kind of see what our predictions are. But I kind of want to talk about what you said, Dagovere, with Din's journey. I am so curious to see where he goes from this movie, because it almost a little bit from the stuff that we've seen seems like a reset of stuff that has happened in previous seasons. Like, we've got the new Razor Crest when the whole Book of Boba Fett arc was with the N1 Starfighter and him finding a new path forward, and now all of a sudden he has a Razor Crest, which makes sense, obviously, because he needs to, do other things outside of the N1. But also the stuff with his helmet, to me too, is a little bit interesting, because he has to go into the depths of Mandalore to take the bath of redemption.
Yeah, he's got to go in the hot tub again.
Oh, is he gonna do that again? Like, he can't just do that again. I think at this point he has to move forward in his journey.
Here's the interesting thing: is he didn't technically remove his helmet, an enemy did. So like, I don't know if there's some rules around that. Because I remember
they say it has. Have you ever removed it? And has it ever been removed by an enemy? So that's in the first season, and that's also in the Book of Boba Fett.
I was referencing.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. So I don't know if like he's got a little leeway there. It's like maybe he just has to stick his head in the water. Maybe he doesn't have to do a full bath. Like, I don't know the rules of Mandalorians with that, but it clearly is a distinction of him willingly or not willingly removing his helmet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Din has got such a funny. I was just thinking about like how all he needed to do was baptize himself, and this dude literally freaking sunk like the Titanic. So I'm not really sure what Din's gonna do. He's always so outrageous and exaggerated with everything. I don't know, but I think that's also the most compelling part of the movie is what is Din gonna do? I mean, are they just gonna throw away like everything that happened in the Book of Boba Fett in season 3? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are gonna be really hyped about that, but I still just feel like the whole convert episode was so important for Bo-Katan and the culture of the Mandalorians. So what is Din going to say when he's like, you know what, dude, F this religion shit. I'm tired of this, dude. I'm so tired of this helmet crap.
He might not have to anymore.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, which I'm assuming when he reunites with Grogu and they're running down the whole stroller Chicago road of frickin' Nal Hutta, he's got his helmet on again. So who knows?
Yeah. I want him to just. I really want him to move past this. Yeah. This helmet thing, because obviously he's been surrounded by people who are Mandalorians who do take their helmets off, and I think he realizes that he's slowly realizing that he is part of a cult sect of the Mandalorians where it doesn't have to be this way. And although it worked for them to survive for this many years, they are moving towards being united as a Mandalorian front. And I hope that's a big part of Din's character moving forward, although it doesn't seem like he really cares that much about uniting the Mandalorians themselves yet, because obviously he wants to give Bo-Katan the Darksaber. He really is he's unwanting of power, which makes him honestly probably one of the best people to lead. People who don't want to lead are oftentimes good leaders because people see that within them. So I'm very curious to see, like, especially with like Bo-Katan, and she wants to take up the mantle, and that's been her whole life's journey. And Din obviously is not like a rival at that point, but he is someone who I'm sure the Mandalorians could follow into battle. But he's able to connect with this other sect of the Mandalorians so that they can work together too. I'm curious to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Din is such an interesting character, and I hope he doesn't get sidelined with the Grogu story.
I mean, he probably would. I mean, I do think this is going to be a Grogu story, especially the way they first marketed the teaser, the first teaser with the Anzellans and, of course, Grogu. But I also am very interested in the idea that maybe you were just putting too much like on the actual event of him getting de-helmet or whatever, of him, having his face revealed again. Because at the end of the day, Bo-Katan did unite everybody, and it's both, Zealots and Mandalorian. So I wonder if it's maybe not as much of a big deal anymore because,
Right.
well, Bo-Katan is here. She's the leader. She's going faceless. And then we have others that are here from Death Watch sect and the Armorer. So maybe it's just not that big of a deal as we think it would be. I don't know. I'm just trying to make excuses for them to do this again outside of the idea of Pedro Pascal wants FaceTime on.
Yeah.
And he deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah.
I think is he for the last season, right? Like he wasn't the one always wearing the helmet. They had somebody else, and he did the voice, correct?
Yeah, I don't think
all
he's
of it.
been on. I don't think he's been on set since literally the second season.
Yeah, because who wants to wear a helmet all day? I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
they have
Din
two
does.
people. Yeah, they have two
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
do the body acting. But like,
yeah.
it would be really cool if we got some more Pedro, and like those guys who do the body acting are like fantastic, obviously.
Yeah.
They are amazing. They are very good, and you can always tell too. Like the Mandalorian moves a certain way, So
He's got to work.
yeah,
But-
absolutely.
Dagovere, you bring up a good point. I kind of hinted at it earlier, but you expanded on it really nicely, which is, now that Bo-Katan has, brought the Mandalorians together, like, does it really even matter anymore that he doesn't have his helmet on? Like, to me, if he has to go back and do that like a fourth time, like, like come on at this point, like, can he just kind of move on?
Yeah.
He kind of sees now, like you guys were talking, like, there could be other kinds of Mandalorians that don't have to just, follow this one pact of it. So maybe that would be some interesting character development. Like at the end of the movie, like he kind of like accepts that he's not wearing his helmet. I think that would be really interesting growth for his character. But I guess we'll wait and see. And I'm sure they'll do a good job with whatever they decide.
Yeah, hopefully he's teaming up with our boy Rotta the Hutt, Brotron.
The boy, dude, he's on that.
My guy.
Friend or whatever,
That's
whatever you
Dagovere's-
call it in space. Yeah, protein
Dagovere's
powder, dude.
Goat. That's Dagovere's goat right there. Jeremy
Yeah, that's
Allen
your
White.
boy.
Shout out. But we basically at this time, like the time that we're recording this, there was a post of Rotta the Hutt that may or may not be artificial intelligence. We don't know if it's AI as of yet. Basically, he's holding like two gladiator
Vibro axis. Yeah, something. Yeah.
And I mean, it looks really cool to me. Like it looks absolutely electric.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick. I love, and if it is an actual asset, I mean, there's actual parts of him that you could tell he has like shoulder pads and stuff like that. Man, God, I just want this guy to be such a bro, dude. I want him to be such a Geiga Chad. It'd be so freaking sad if he's just one and done.
It makes sense though, like because he's like I'm sure like a lot of the Hutts at this point, like maybe like the younger Hutts are like, bro, I don't want anything to do with this. Maybe he's like the rebel child that like is just like, you know what? I don't want to be part of the cartel. I'm gonna go and do this stuff. And
I also needed to be like Spider-Man Bonesaw. Oh yeah, Mando. I got you for 3 minutes. That's what I did. Once I saw that, I was like, "This is gonna happen, bro. This is why I'm paying like $20 to see this in theaters and in an IMAX just for this scene, baby. I feel like this is a pay-per-view. Okay, we have to promote it. We have to let everybody know. Did versus Rotta the Hutt, baby.
Bro the Hut. That's
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
Rotta is ready.
I wonder if like he's just in for fighting for the love of the game, or like what if he was like sent there by the twins? Like I wonder like that.
Yeah,
dynamic.
no, he is.
I'm thinking it's just for the love of the game. Now I respect the shit out of that. If he's just like, you know what, Dad, I don't want to run a cartel. I want to fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's the one that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that he hates Mandalorians because Boba Fett failed to save his father. I do think, and also Force sensitives because Luke was there too. So it's on the Din is not looking good right now, but who knows? Maybe Din will impress him.
As a baby.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
They saved him.
Remember that, dude, when you were
Maybe
a little
he's
baby
got-
wow wow?
Yeah, maybe he's got a little soft spot.
I don't know if Pats remember that. But it's space, so maybe.
Maybe if Ahsoka shows up.
Yeah.
Am I putting too much into it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, no, she's on.
Yeah, she is. Inaccessible at the moment.
Yeah. She's in another galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just hanging out with Sabine and Ezra. Oh no, Ezra's back. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah, Ezra's back
made it
then.
out.
Yeah, but I think that'd have been really cool. Like Ahsoka could be there because she was the one that held him and called him Stinky the entire time. So, yeah.
Stinky.
Dude, what if Ahsoka was like, if you ever run into Rotta the Hutt, call him Stinky. Like he meets Din.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, if he calls him Stinky like right off the rip, he'd be like,
Yeah.
How do you know that nickname?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
I wonder.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if they could do something like where, remember in Mandalorian season 2, where Grogu and Ahsoka were like bumping heads and like talking through the Force. I wonder if like Grogu could understand that she met Rotta.
Here's the thing. I am so interested to see like what capacity Grogu is like able to do anything in, because
Yes.
we obviously as the viewers see him as this little cute little baby who's just like babbling, but because of Ahsoka, we know that he is just like talking through the Force. Like he is speaking, he is communicating, he understands, he's doing all of these things, and he understands. I'm sure he understands basic to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
It is so interesting. I really want him to start speaking words. He's going to have to down the timeline. He has to start being able to speak words.
It might be the end of the film. He like says words for the first time.
Yeah.
Predictions. Yeah.
Yeah. I do think there's going to be a new Planet of the Apes Caesar moment where he's like, no, I do, but not obviously in a more fitting way for Grogu. That movie, that whole series is amazing, by the way. And I'm just thinking something like that happens because I do think he's way more mature and powerful, especially because of season 3. And I mean, this dude was fighting Praetorian guards, and in his little suit and jumping around and everything. He was, of course, holding on to everybody with Bo-Katan and Din at the end of that with Moff Gideon's fight. So, I'm sure he's fine, but I need to see some rare candy type evolution third stage here, starter Pokemon. Come on, guys. We got to get this going now, Grogu. Jesus.
Please, bro. He can't be cute for this long. Like, he really...
What?
Like,
Grogu is evolving.
I see him, Dagovere, hiding in a little cubby right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
He's right over here for me. Like,
Time to speak some words, buddy.
It's time to pay up, brother. Like, we need some wisdom coming from you.
Yeah, man.
I would love to get into the mind of Grogu because he has so much trauma, right? Like, I would love for him to be able to express the fact that he doesn't know what happened for those like 25 some odd years since he escaped from Coruscant, basically. Because remember when we're talking with Ahsoka, his memory is dark, and he probably doesn't even remember how he ends up on that base where we see him in season 1, where we discover him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of that stuff has to be terrible. Like, he's just basically being treated like a pet the whole time, and I think that's like a super interesting character like development from him. Like, how does I'm just still trying to understand his capacity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting too in the trailer. You got me thinking that we see a image of him which would looks like Yoda's like cane.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that in the trailer?
Yeah. We talked about it.
Yeah. I wonder if like there'll be any like flashbacks or like moments of like him picking it up. Like if he remembers like Yoda. I wonder if there'll be any confirmation that that's his dad, which I don't know if that's the way to go. Yeah. Oh, they don't like it. No.
I hate that.
Like, I don't know. Like it's never revealed or anything.
I hate that because it's like.
It's so basic. It's so. Well, I would even say that I would just think it's so one-dimensional. Like, oh my god, a green alien, and his father is the only other green alien. It's just like, damn. I would actually be more open-minded if it was Yaddle's kid. You know, I think that I would be okay with that. You know, because okay, cool, Yaddle, cool. There, Glup Shido there for a little bit, and then is murdered by Count Dooku. So that I think is even more interesting too. You know, now what happens with that? And I also like to think, Connor, because of that story that we know about with Dooku Jedi Lost, that maybe what would happen in that book, you know, maybe Yoda is way more open-minded to the idea of a pregnancy as for a High Council member now.
Yep.
That, hey, you know, maybe we shouldn't probably just ostracize people and kick them out because they made a mistake, you know. And a mistake as a child. Come on, man. What the hell? You know, like that's actually crazy, you know, way to think about that as a Jedi. So, but that would stir up some shit for Anakin and Padme. Oh my God. I would love that. Holy shit. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is, and we've talked about this before in the podcast. Like the fact that like there was, for those who don't know, in Dooku Jedi Lost, there was a Jedi who was a Jedi Master that
Jedi Master, High Council member,
got pregnant, right? And she was hiding it from everybody, even Yoda and Dooku, and like throughout the story, it ends up like at the end they find out, and Yoda's like, "Oh, like I don't know why she wouldn't tell us. Like we would help her." And Dooku's like, "Are you serious, bro? Like,
yeah,
you sure don't think you would? Like,
serious, my guy?
Why do you think she didn't? Why do you think she was hesitant to even come forward and talk to you?" Which is also another reason why it is interesting that Anakin does come forward and talks to Yoda himself, where he's talking like, "Hey, like I'm scared that this person's gonna die. Like I'm scared." Blah blah blah. Like, that's good on Anakin that he went there to do that. That he felt comfortable enough to go there.
Yeah, yeah, and you know a lot of people give Anakin shit for that because he's not being honest. And listen, I understand, but as an abusive victim, you know, as someone that has got hella trauma and whatever else you want to talk about, mental issues, I'm telling you right now, like if that is my way or that is Anakin's way of like screaming for help, you know, that is, and I also think, you know, a lot of people will always come to Yoda's side and saying, well, you know, Yoda is giving him the exact advice he needs, and he's not mature enough. And you are also correct. But I feel like the person that's lived for 900 years should probably realize this kid is probably asking for way more help than he's leading on to. If I'm Yoda, I'm not letting him leave that room. You know? You know, like it's stopping right there. Like Anakin, bro, I've literally known you since you were like 9 years old, man. It's time to fix this. What the F is going on? You know? But then we wouldn't have Revenge of the Sith, which is like the greatest movie of all time. So I don't know. You know?
yeah. I agree. I think. I mean, I feel like every single podcast we end up talking about Anakin here. Because
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Jeez, I said something. I didn't. Dagovere's Anakin meter is going off.
Anakin mentioned.
Yeah, no, I think that is a very interesting. But that also goes into Yoda and the Jedi Order kind of being stuck in their ways, where, you know, Yoda definitely should have picked up on that, but I mean, he's also.
It is what it is, Ken. Yeah. You know, Anakin's also Anakin, so it is what it is, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. Yeah, man. But I don't know. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen with this staff, bro. I think that's the most mysterious part of the whole freaking trailer. Yeah. You know, like, are you telling me this dude literally found a random ass staff on Nal Hutta? Like, this is actually Yoda's second house, by the way. You know.
Yeah, he had a vacation home on Nal Hutta, dude. He really he really liked the weather this time of year.
Oh, he had a second lightsaber with Luke.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Had a second lightsaber.
I'm assuming he's on Dagobah. I mean, that's just my hunch.
But I don't know.
But I was showing you in the other podcast, like Dagobah is literally on the other side of the freaking galaxy.
Yeah, I know you did bring that up, but
yeah, like he has to literally go through 2 different hyperspace routes to get there. Like
it's
N1,
crazy.
baby.
Take the N1.
Maybe he calls maybe he calls a space Uber. I don't know, but I just feel like if he's gonna find Yoda's staff, either he finds it on Dagobah or he got it from Luke, and we just never saw it before. Ooh. Like maybe Luke gave it to him when he was training with Luke. That's just a thought.
I'm actually so upset that he left Luke's hut.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is. Everybody is.
I'm more upset that he left it in a show that was not Mandalorian, But I agree. I think it was very quick how like that turned around. Like I feel like there should have been more time or like development into that decision than it just being like 20 minutes in a Boba Fett show and then he's back.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just decided that like, hey, we're gonna be doing a movie, so we have to get him back.
Well, that's what I heard. This was supposed to be season 4 of this movie that we're getting was season 4 because I think Favreau said he had 5 or 6 seasons of this, right? I think I heard that once.
Yeah, in the art book, I can't remember which one it was. He had already had 4 seasons down, and the first art book he's talking about the idea, or the second art book he's talking about the idea of Mandalorian going to the big screen. That it was always we wanted to have it go to the big screen. We were thinking about going to the big screen. It was just about when, and I'm pretty sure around that season 2 mark they were thinking about it. Mm-hmm. But I think a whole bunch of stuff happened around season or Book of Boba Fett and season 3 that they were just like, whatever, let's just finally get this going and soft reset this because people aren't too hyped about Book of Boba Fett. So I think that's when that decision was made.
I really do.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I really do think that Book of Boba Fett could have been such a fantastic show. The first 2 episodes of that show.
I agree.
The second episode
That's
is one of my favorite.
Dude. The second episode.
The second episode is one of my favorite episodes of in like Star Wars TV, maybe even Star Wars. Just like all.
Same.
It's just so. It's such a good story where he's obviously like helping the Tusken save like
the whole Tusken Raider thing.
The whole buffalo. The whole like
yeah
exactly. I mean like the whole train thing that goes by where it's like they were shooting buffaloes in like the early night like the
I love that.
1900s and. When they were doing expansion and the 1800s, like it's a callback directly to that. It is so it's so well done, and then the song at the end is it gets me every time. I know I've said that's one of the Book of Boba Fett theme is one of my favorite songs in Star Wars.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a good one. I go on, Johnny.
I was just gonna say I kind of agree with you, Connor. Like the start of that show is peak, and then even like the little flashback of. We see in Boba Fett with Fennec Shan, and I feel like after that they kind of just rushed it, and then making it the Book of Mando for like an entire episode. I just feel like some of the execution at the end was poor. Wait, what? It was two
episodes.
Oh yeah, I guess
2 episodes.
But that shit was peak. That shit was peak Mando though.
When
he's
but I think that's what happens though, because like you have this whole thing and the scripts are done and they're like, guys, we only have 5 episodes.
Okay.
All right, well, Jon Favreau, take over. Okay, that's what it seems like to me. Yeah, or maybe this is just me talking, not someone that's had experience on any of these projects or anything. Maybe what happens is there was an original pitch that had like 8 episodes of Boba doing his thing, and then the decision came where they wanted a Mandalorian movie. And so they had to find a way to bring Grogu back.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process there, where they knew that they were going to have a movie here shortly, so like, we had to start moving things along.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
May 22nd.
Yeah, May 22nd. We're gonna be locked the fuck in. All right, we're gonna ready up and we're gonna lock in. I cannot wait to talk to you guys about that movie. Like I think.
Yeah.
How many times are you gonna see it?
Well, if it's good, I'll probably see a few times. Yeah, for sure. But if it makes me depressed, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm only gonna watch it once.
I think this movie has the lowest floor or the highest floor of the movies.
I feel like it's gonna be hard to screw up. I think twice Connor would be like good. Obviously, I want to see it with you first. That first day it comes out, and then probably we'll watch it again like that weekend. Because when I first watch a movie, I'm more of like watching as like a fan, and I feel like after a second watch through, I catch so much more stuff and things about it. So I'm gonna say twice. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Oh, God, I can't wait to watch that movie. It's gonna be so good.
Man, I haven't watched a Star Wars movie twice in theaters since like The Force Awakens, I think.
You didn't watch Last Jedi twice?
Actually, I am wrong. I did watch The Last Jedi twice.
Yeah,
I did. because I needed to register and make sure that I was feeling the way I was. Did I ever tell you about that whole thing? I think I did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. About you
I brought a book to the theater and everything, and everyone was asking me questions about stuff. And then at the end, they were asking me questions, and I was like, I don't fucking know. I didn't like this movie. You know, I don't know.
You get a post-game interview.
So
you got a post-game interview.
Yeah, you get.
It was. I don't know why I am just this person that people talk to in public. You know, and it's fine. I get. I get. I look at the way I dress and shit. I get it. You know, so and I had the Thrawn Alliances book, and I was reading it, and they was like, "Wow, you know a lot about Star Wars." I'm like, yeah, if I don't know it, and only a few people do usually. So they were asking me a bunch of questions. Yes, then I had the post game interview, and that was rough. It's just like if I speak, I will get in trouble.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah,
I do not want to be in big trouble.
Yeah, but they all loved it though. They all
because it's good.
No, I don't think it's a good movie. No,
Connor. No. No. You know what?
Go ahead, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My beer's getting up here, buddy. We've talked about it a lot on the podcast, but just no, man. Just please let it die, let it burn. Just stop.
That's crazy. You're shitting on my happiness.
Oh.
You know what? You can like what you like, and you can enjoy that movie. I'm just gonna go stand in the corner. All right.
What's your favorite part about that movie?
I'm gonna go stand in the corner because I cannot.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Johnny, what's your favorite part about that movie?
That fight scene with the Praetorian guards. Even though I've seen breakdowns and stuff that apparently it's poorly choreographed, but I don't care.
I don't give a shit. I don't care about the choreo. Like I don't. I just want to be entertained, man. I don't care if the guy whips out a freaking lightsaber out of his ass. Okay, like I do not care, bro. Like I sit here and I glaze Revenge of the Sith, and you know what they do for like a minute of that? They literally Obi-Annie for like 3 seconds, and then they I don't give a shit, bro. I thought it was cool as shit. Peak, Yeah. So when I like that part of the scene and everything, but I'm not sure that I don't like the movie, man. I just don't like the movie.
You can enjoy it, Connor. I won't shit on it too much. But you can take it over there. I'm okay over here. You enjoy that movie, man.
I also think
not the worst.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Connor. Man, I know.
Connor. We just shit on his fun. That would be like his TikTok comments.
Well, you know what I think is hilarious is like we had talked about it, and I was like defending a single part of that movie. And we had so many people come in and talk about how, wow, they're all defending The Last Jedi. And I was like, did you guys even listen to what the fuck I'm saying? I don't even like the movie, And it's crazy how many people are so hyper focused on just The Last Jedi, and then anyone saying anything positive about it. I do think it's one of the prettiest Star Wars movies of all time, by far. I don't even think The Rise of Skywalker looks that good.
It's not the worst
compared to,
even though I don't like it.
Yeah. Like I think The Rise of Skywalker looks good. I think all the sequels look good, but I think probably The Last Jedi is like the most superior in all of them, in my opinion. I think the soundtrack is amazing. I think the soundtrack is very, very good. I'll just never forget that first scene it just felt so Marvel to me. With we'll talk about that one, I guess, if you want. But the one where it's General Hux and Poe, and they're like talking, and I was like, what the hell? I don't know. This is so weird. It's not Star Wars, And then Luke throws the lightsaber, and I was not hyped about that. That really sucked.
That's what I thought you were talking about. That's why.
Yeah. I was like. I instantly felt like it was 2005 again, and everybody hated Star Wars or the prequels. Like that was really shitty. I was pretty butthurt about that, honestly. Yeah, because that's my boy's lightsaber. It's Anakin's lightsaber, and then Rey's using it, and I'm hyped as hell about Rey. I'm not one of those people that thought that she was a Mary Sue, So I just never got that. Especially she gets her ass whooped in the first movie. And then he threw the lightsaber. And then I was like, so this is where we're going. Okay. And then that was it. That was really it for me.
Yeah. And to me, that stuff is all valid. Like 100% valid. I just like the arc that he goes through. Like I in my head, like that's not Luke. It's not Luke Skywalker. Like obviously, it's Luke Skywalker in a completely different state of mind, and my favorite part is when like all of that stuff, taking all of that stuff into consideration, then we dive deeper into why he's thinking that like the Jedi are the cause of all the difficulties in the galaxy, and like he's the reason for Ben Solo's turn to the dark side, and he's like so misguided, and the fact that he cuts himself off from the Force is like, and I know you guys know this, but I'm just saying he cuts himself off from the Force because he feels like that's the only way to save the galaxy is for the Jedi to be gone, which is twisted, which is wrong, which is the whole point of the arc that he realizes when he talks to Rey and he realizes and comes to his senses, and then he saves the entire Resistance in what I think is the most powerful feat of Force ever. And I don't like that he dies at the end. Obviously, I think that
I can't stand it.
Be like, it'd probably be my favorite movie if he didn't die. But that I just think that arc, specifically that stuff, because I like when I talk about my favorite Star Wars movies, the non-Force stuff just doesn't. I don't really even think about the non-Force stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't think.
Is it like him cutting himself off from the Force?
No. I'm talking about like the Resistance stuff. You know what I mean? Like the space battles. Like I don't pay attention that much to that stuff. You know what I mean? So like the parts that when I think about The Last Jedi, it is like the introspection into the Force and like Rey going to that dark place and seeing that. It's just reflections of herself.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff
That's fine. Yeah.
Why I love that movie so much. Not because of the Huck stuff, not because of the Finn and Rose on the Casino Planet stuff. Like that is I like don't even take that into consideration. You know what I mean? Like I just
But see I can't even look at it though because of everything else. Just like I'm looking at all these other things, but this one glaring issue is in my opinion just kind of mudding up everything else that I felt like was good about that movie, Like, for instance, the dyad. I'm a huge Knights of the Old Republic fan, so I love the idea of Force bonds. I think that is a beautiful part of the story, but I just don't care as much about it because the way that the beginning was delivered, it's almost like me talking about fuck The Last Jedi, I hate The Last Jedi, all my homies hate The Last Jedi. And if I, post that online and if I say that in my Michael Irvin voice, there's a lot of people that are going to be very, aggressively against what I'm saying. They're not going to listen to the whole story that what I'm saying. And I just felt like if you're really going to introduce Luke Skywalker in this way, which you didn't need to, the movie did not need to start immediately after The Force Awakens, and people will always talk about how it's The Force Awakens' fault. I think that's a cop-out. Rian Johnson didn't need to do that. It could have been 5 years, 10 years, a year after. That's just my opinion, But I feel like if you want to introduce Luke Skywalker in this state, I think it needed to be more sensitive. I think you needed to be more aware of instead of one retrospective, one little percentage of Star Wars, it needed to encompass all of Star Wars. And I think that's probably why people were not so receptive of the message you were trying to send, because you basically, just like our idea of Star Wars, you threw it over the hill and just thought it was like, whatever. All right, let's get into this arc about this. And then he dies at the end of that movie, which also made me feel a very certain type of way, because now I just feel like you're just kind of getting everything that we like out of the way so other things can take over, which I would have been more receptive for if it wasn't for everything else that I was just talking about,
Yeah. That's
but
100%.
There's a lot of people that love that movie, dude. There's a lot of people that hate it, and then there's a lot of people that love it too. It is
very divided.
Very polarizing, man. You either love it or you want it to die. There is no in between, It's crazy. Me, it exists, it is whatever. Yeah. I deal with it, and I love Kylo Ren in that movie. But I also
there's some good stuff in it, but I think the core of the problem for me just goes down to just the entire arc of the sequels and just how it feels like they just never had a consistent plan and changing directors and things just not making sense. And I feel like that's where a lot of my like, I don't know if disdain is the word, but like where some of my problems come from in 8 and 9 specifically, especially 9. I think 9's even don't even get me started on 9.
I don't want this to turn into like a negative. I mean, we could all just
I'm sorry for being negative here. There are some things I like about those movies. It's just it's not my cup of Star Wars tea. I guess I'll say that. And,
what's your favorite thing about The Rise of Skywalker, Johnny?
You can enjoy those things, Connor. You can enjoy The Last Jedi, and you can take that all you want. What'd you say?
I said, what's your favorite?
What's your favorite thing about Rise of Skywalker?
Oh God. I didn't remember what happens in that movie. Like I kind of like blacked it out in my head. I guess I kind of like Kylo when he pulls up on the Knights of Ren and he gives us that little like
oh yeah, the
shrug.
Yeah. Woo, my boy. He's smooth with it.
Yeah, that was kind of fire.
Yeah, I loved all of Exegol. I love the opening.
Yeah.
The opening with Kylo. Oh my God. I sat there and I was like, holy shit, this movie might be amazing. You know, the sound John Williams was cooking with the Journey to Exegol soundtrack. By the way, that soundtrack is not even released publicly. It's not on the actual soundtrack. Yes, it's not. You can't find it unless you like literally record it from YouTube and remove all the voices and the sounds. That's the only way you can get that freaking track.
That's crazy.
But he pulls up on Mustafar, man, and my boy is moonwalking through the freaking sand and killing all these people, all these guardians and everything. Oh man, that was fantastic. I love all of Exegol. I love Darth Sidious. I actually really enjoy the Somehow Palpatine Returns. I really, really love it. I love the opening words of the crawl, the dead speak. I actually think that's pretty hard. That's very Dark Empire. I really like that. Everything else I don't like, honestly. I really dislike. But there's still parts in every Star Wars that I enjoy, even though it makes me want to pull out my hair. Like but that's my love for the franchise, you know. I guess because I grew up through the prequel trilogy where everybody hated that shit, and so I always wanted to defend the things that I loved more. So I always try to find something in each Star Wars that I really enjoy. And I didn't really need to look hard because I love Kylo Ren. I just loved all that stuff. There's parts of it that I really enjoy, you know.
Yeah, we love
others
Kylo.
I don't. Yeah.
I love the dyad stuff where we see
In that one,
yeah. I think the like passing through of objects between space. I think that's like super cool. I think her like passing the lightsaber. It's just like something that we've seen in the Force, just like going deeper into it. Like hasn't been seen for thousands of generations. Like it is cool. To me, it is super cool to kind of see how they played with that stuff where they're fighting in different locations and Kylo always knows where Rey is and like Rey knows where Kylo is and they're both being pulled towards each other. Which is why I think ultimately they should have dove headfirst into Reylo and not just tiptoe around it. My biggest problem with that movie is that they tiptoe around everything. Like they don't take
I hate that they killed
a single risk. Well, all roads lead to the hunt for Ben Solo, so that doesn't actually.
Then now we're talking about Hunt for Ben Solo. Yes.
All roads lead to that movie, which I think we're gonna get that movie.
We talk about Anakin and Hunt for Ben Solo every podcast, and then we might as well throw in some Sheev Palpatine in there because that guy's the goat.
Can we talk about that for 1 second? Just for 1 second, I want to talk about the Ben Solo thing. I put a poll on my feed for because you guys know. I think you guys see them every once in a while on my YouTube. And I put a poll for should Ben Solo Kylo Ren return, and about 3,000 people voted, and 70% of them said no. So
said no.
70% of them said no.
Who's subscribing to you, bro? Who's subscribing to you? What's going on?
Man.
We need. My God.
Yeah, dude. No, it's so interesting because you guys know how I think I'm quite level-headed. Although I have my takes, that are outrageous and everything. I know who I am, but yeah, it's interesting too because you guys have seen my community and they're very
positive
pro-Legends and pro-Disney, and they coexist with one another. But this was a lot of hell no. This was a hell no.
Some of the comments.
Yeah, there was I don't want any sequel shit here. Keep him dead. That was the only thing relevant he did. Yeah, like it was like bad. I was like, oh shit, my God. You know, I was like, I didn't know. I mean, I knew, but I guess I didn't know, you know?
It is just, it's so tough to see when your post finds like the toxic part of the fandom.
Exactly who I don't want it to find, you know? Like, you guys know, I'm okay with people's like disagreeing with me, you know? I like the idea of people helping me understand like their view. But that side, that was just like, so I haven't seen Star Wars in forever. I don't give a shit. Like that was like, where is this going, algorithm? What are we doing here? You know?
Yeah, it is. So it is, dude. TikTok, and listen, that app has been shit since January, since they
it's
bought.
done.
But
it's over. Yeah.
But it is crazy when you used to get onto the dark part of the fandom, the toxic part of the fandom,
the
dude,
dark side.
The ratio is crazy. 200 likes to 350 comments of just people just yelling at you about the Acolyte and Kiadi Mundi and all of these other things.
Oh God!
At some point, I know you, Dagovere, would check in on me and be like, "Yo, bro, you good?" Like,
yeah,
Johnny would be like,
all the time, bro.
Damn, bro,
man, hey, anybody messing with my boy, okay, Connor, I'm ready to step up, baby.
Yo, we see the biceps, bro. We see the biceps.
Yeah, we see him, dude. Body lifts. He's like he's trying to look like Rotta the Hutt, dude.
I gotta get ready, dude. My boy's on the screen, man.
He's ready to fight with him. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, Connor, I just remember.
Let's go.
Connor, I just remember back to those days. You would just simply say like 2 words, and it would just be spam comments. You'd bring up the Acolyte, like I was watching from the sidelines, just sitting back, drinking a cup of tea, and just watching the chaos. But yeah, sometimes I've noticed both of your posts get onto that more toxic side of the fandom, which is not always ideal.
Is. Yeah. It is what it is, man. I can't stand that, dude. I'm just like, why can't I just find my people? But then I realized I only had like 5 friends in my entire life, so it is what it is, man. So
well, now you got 10,000 plus friends.
Now I got 2 more, baby.
The worst part was the Great Jedi era of Star Wars TikTok. Oh my God.
Dude, I remember
it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah.
Millions.
I'm waiting for that.
Almost 2 million views on a Grey Jedi video. That was like Grey Jedi.
I'm waiting for the next Mace Windu video that we do. Mace Windu video. I'm waiting for the highlight.
Just post that clip from the pod from the last one, and I'm ready for the comments to flood in.
Yeah, just wait for the next one with the Penumbra, where I whip out the book. Just wait.
Oh yes.
That one always does numbers.
Yes, always, dude. That's so funny.
Bring out the book. They gotta unlock the knowledge. They don't know about the knowledge.
Unlock the knowledge.
The knowledge.
That's so funny. Anything else that we want to hit here before we get off any topics?
Let's see. I think so. I don't know, man. I think we've done pretty well, honestly.
Yeah,
guys.
I think it's a good spot to wrap it up, and then next week we can talk about this lovely Grogu interview.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty excited. We're getting close to Maul Shadow Lord, and I just got one thing to say, baby.
This is the way.
Let's
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Crunch Wrap Supreme, baby.
Dude, that's what he'd be eating.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, lads. Let's wrap it up here. Oh God, who gave the Starlight Pod a soundboard, bro?
I give a soundboard now. Watch out.
Y'all listening to us are cooked. But yeah, let's wrap it up here. Dagovere, where can they find you?
You guys know Inside the Dark Temple on Droman Cast. We got a short every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then we got the streams in the Dark Temple Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the Starlight Podcast, baby. Lord Dagovere, anywhere you can find it. Ready up.
Ready up. 10K on YouTube. Let's go.
10K, baby. We about to hit 11. Let's go.
Damn right.
Hell
Let's go. And Daddy Sheev, where can they find
You
it?
can find me on TikTok at daddy_Sheev. But also don't forget to check out the Starlight Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere you find your podcast. Check us out.
Absolutely. You can find me at Jedi.Connor on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, but not Instagram. At Jedi.Connor _. All right. We're pushing 700 subs. All right, guys, on YouTube. We're trying to cook. All right, we're going to get into some long-form content here very, very shortly.
Let's go.
And we can't wait for Maul Shadow Lord to show up, just like Dagovere's got his new toy over there.
I've had it for a while, but yeah, I'm very excited.
Dude, is that the comic Darth Maul?
Yeah, it is, baby. It is.
Let's
Yeah, get ready to
go.
pre-order this Black Series, baby. It's looking good. Your boy might get some too.
Damn right.
Yeah, the new Black Series figures.
Black
Can't wait.
Series sponsor us. If you're still listening to us,
Please.
thank you so much. We appreciate all of the love. May the Force be with you. Deuces.